There has been a new giant update that was pushed out today for The Sims 4. It is mostly a bug fix update, but there are some goodies in there too. This is going to be a long one, so sit down, get you some snacks, get you a drink, and we're going to go over these patch notes. So it started when The Sims Direct Communications Twitter account tweeted out, "Susul, we're currently rolling out a base game update with a number of fixes and new content for our soon-to-be and existing Simmers. Once completed, patch notes will go live. Remember to remove any external game mods and custom content as they may conflict with this update." That is very, very important, guys. Remember to take out all of your mods if you have any until you get the clear that nothing has broken with them. You don't want to update the game and then leave your mods in and then have your game be broken when you go back into it. So make sure you pull those mods until we know what all needs to be updated. So I did go and get the update as soon as it hit, and for me being on Windows, my update was 570 megabytes. So this is quite a big update. There's a lot of stuff in this one. So these are the expansions that I'm showing right here where most of the bug fixes are going to be. So if you're having a bug with a different expansion that is not listed here, that was not fixed, unfortunately. But there is a lot here that is fixed. So the patch notes start out with, "Hello Simmers and soon-to-be Simmers. With this newest update, we are preparing to welcome new players to The Sims 4 with the information needed to get started, thanks in part to a collaboration with The Sims Mobile. In addition to new player guidance, we also have a number of fixes for community-reported issues and some new Create a Sim and build mode content. There is something for everyone, whether you have played The Sims 4 for a while or are joining us now. So let's jump straight in and see what you can expect once you have the update. We have a few new features to talk about in this update that covers new and existing Simmers, including a long-awaited one for those on console, the Emily Guidance System and Help Center Tips. This new feature brings a new face to The Sims 4 with Emily, who you may recognize from The Sims Mobile. This new system will teach you the basics of playing The Sims 4 and is mainly for new players, but can maybe teach some more seasoned Simmers something new. This release of the guidance system is a starting point to welcome our new Simmers and help them get a start in The Sims 4. We'll continue to listen to your feedback and suggestions for what else we can share and how we can improve. When starting a new game, Emily will show up to offer you some guidance through Kaz. And if you complete the live mode tips, you'll get a little something added to your simoleon balance to help you on your way to building your home the way you want. Anytime you need a refresher, you can call for tips by using the new Help Center button in the top right corner of your screen. But here they tell you how to enable the system, how to disable it. If you do not want the system at all, you can just disable the whole thing. It's not a big deal. There's a new help icon up at the top, but you can just turn that right off if you don't want the extra icons on your screen. But this all is going to be turned on by default, the guidance and tips system. So this will be there. This is brand new to the game, completely redone. Not just a helpful guide for new players in the new guidance and tips feature, Emily will also be available to download from the gallery. You'll also be able to find Emily's hair, glasses, and top in Kaz and add them to your own Sims. So we did get some new Kaz items, and I, for one, am very happy about that. I will never say no to Kaz items. I spend so much time in Kaz, so I am very glad to see new items. Since The Sims 4 launched, we have had lessons. Over time, as features in the game evolved, some of our lessons became inaccurate or obsolete. To correct that and bring lessons up to date with the game you have now, we have spent time reviewing and updating our lessons content. While we started with the base game, we'll be looking at additional lessons improvements. in the future, including a re-reviewing pack lessons. One improvement, including updated text, is the lesson panel is now much larger, making it easier to read and navigate at all resolutions, monitor TV configurations, and viewing distances. During the guidance system, you'll be presented with buttons that take you to lessons, but if you prefer, you can call on lessons at any time by going to the options menu and pressing escape on Mac, the options button on PlayStation, or the menu button on Xbox. And we are getting a brand new loyal trait. I love this so much. We haven't had a new trait added in quite a bit, so I am very happy to see this. It's always a good day when new traits are added to the base game, and today we bring you the loyal trait for teen, young adult, and elder Sims. Loyal Sims value their relationships and fully commit to them, whether it's a friendship, a romance, or even work. They avoid cheating of any kind. The trust of their loved ones is too important to risk. I am so happy they added a new trait. The loyal trait is going to be so much fun to play with. I cannot wait to add this to my game and see what all new interactions that there could be. I will never say no to a new trait. If anything, I wish that they would add more traits to the game. I'm so happy that this was added. The design came in a dream. Colorful plum bobs to suit any Sim's mood. A design so sharp, so fun, that it couldn't be contained to only one medium. Enter the perfect plum bob ceiling fan and 3 plum bob inspired tattoos, 1 for the upper back and 2 for the inner left forearm. In addition to this, as an ode to everyone's favorite garden plant, there are 2 new cow plant inspired tattoos, 1 for each thigh. I'm very happy about this. I love the idea of my Sims having plum bob tattoos on them. I'm actually kind of surprised that it took them this long to add them in. But nonetheless, we have them now, and I'm very happy to have it. For you console players out there, we have a UI scaling update. PlayStation and Xbox players can now adjust how small or large the UI elements are in-game by going to Game Options Accessibility and moving the slider to your preferred size. We've recommended maximum and minimum settings, but allow you to adjust smaller and larger if you prefer. You'll be asked if you want to keep the settings after adjusting the size, so if you made the UI too large, you can always select Reset to Default to return to the default settings. And they go on to explain exactly how to get to that depending on what console you are on. This is a good update. A lot of people play pretty far away from their TV, so having that scaling option is probably a pretty good thing to have for these players. We have made some changes to the way the game connects to the gallery. Instead of automatically connecting when the game starts, you'll connect on demand. Once you are finished in the gallery, a connection will remain for a period of time, allowing you to return without having to reconnect. The main purpose of this change is to ensure everyone can access the gallery even during peak use, and that those that aren't using the gallery aren't connected. This is a really smart change. I'm very happy for this because when they announced The Sims 4 going free to play, one of my first thoughts was the gallery may not be able to handle all of that traffic of people playing, and the gallery could end up crashing and not being accessible to anybody at all on the first few days that it goes free. But by them doing this change, that should massively help with that issue. So this is actually a really good change that I'm really happy for. So under base game, we have a line of fixes. So we are now at our bug fixes, and there are so many bug fixes. There's so many. They worked really hard on this patch. So we're going to start with base game. Curious about why you may not have seen the outcome of your stuck in the shadow scenario? We were too, and have fixed an issue where the scenario would not progress in some branches. or show your outcome. We will continue to investigate any further cases of this issue occurring. Starting the alien stole my parents scenario with an existing household that contains adults, we'll see the aliens abduct their target regardless of whether the adults was in a social interaction or not. Having Leonardo and Sophia play with stuffed animal toys should now complete the goal of playing with toys in the parenting predicament scenario. I actually had that bug and I couldn't figure out why my goals were not checking off, but it was a bug and it is now fixed. Applying clothing swatches should no longer switch the feminine frame to masculine frame when applied. And we have some more fixes here. No one expects it, but if a sim is killed by something from deep space, they will get the death by meteorite trait in the family tree along with a representative icon depicting their untimely end. I did not know that that was a bug in the game, so I'm glad that that was fixed. Custom pronouns are respected in the level up in motor skill, level up in handiness skill, and level up in gardening skill whims, including sessions after restarting the game. Some pranks can be funny, but less so if they keep happening, like the toilet pranks were. We have dialed back the pranking, so your Sims can have a little more confidence their rest stop won't end with a broken toilet. Oh my gosh, thank you. I have had my Sims break their own toilets so many times now, like over and over and over. I have like toilets breaking like 10 times a day. I love that. I'm so happy for that. Under consoles, the only fix here is during the alien stole my parents scenario, it wasn't possible to read the entire description. This has been resolved with some newfound alien technology we got in exchange for some sim parents we are calling a scroll bar. Oh, that's funny. Under Snowy Escape, there is only one bug fix. Festival decorations are wonderful, but they aren't zero cost. The carb streamers now cost 25 simoleons to add to the celebration of the Festival of Youth. These are all of the bug fixes for cottage living. This particular one is actually a pretty big bug fix. When you live in a small village like Henford on Bagley, you get to know everyone on a first name basis. So seeing random NPCs working in the local pub was a shock for everyone. Now, only pre-made NPCs will start off behind the bar and other local businesses. I know quite a few people came into my comment section on one of my videos and said that this was a big bug for them. And I have heard about it. A lot of people have been complaining about this bug. The correct pre-made NPCs were not in their jobs, and a lot of people not happy with that. Well, with this bug fix, that is finally fixed. They should be where they should be. And these are the rest of the fixes. These are quite minimal for cottage living, but these are the rest of them. Under high school years, there is only one bug fix. Siblings can attend prom together now just as friends, so that is a good bug fix. And under werewolves, it's quite a big list for werewolves as well. Werewolves with a particular sexual orientation will only accept a fated mate with another werewolf that is compatible. I heard a lot of complaints about that one, so I'm really happy that they fixed that. True love can be hard to find, especially if you tend to howl at the moon. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be selective though. Werewolves will now be more selective over who they accept as their fated mate while flirting with other werewolves. Werewolves can have a real hunger, especially if they have voracious hunger. That hunger shouldn't mean they eat top secret lab doors or space rockets though. Other items werewolves should no longer add to the menu are dolphins, mother plant pet, and a high school whiteboard. Pack leaders should not have to report to the pack leader regardless of how strict the werewolf pack hierarchy is. Pack leader leads. Non-werewolf sims will not devour raw meat, even if a werewolf housemate has hunted it and put it in the refrigerator for later. Real question is, Why were they taking their housemates' food in the first place? So that's a good fix. I actually did have that bug and was shocked that my Sims could do that. Alpha rank werewolves worked hard to get to where they are, so they should no longer be bottom of the pack or become furious from it. Sims can sit cross-legged on the hasty replacement pallet bed, just like they can on other beds. Foxes that found themselves on the receiving end of a werewolf rampage can rest a little easier, as werewolves on a rampage should no longer pick a fight with foxes. Truce! Sniff and introduce interaction is no longer available on human toddler Sims who you haven't met before. I had that bug and thought it was quite odd, so I'm glad that's fixed. When a werewolf goes from high to extreme fury level, the needs icon should no longer change to a llamacorn. Vampires who explore underground tunnels no longer activate the Lost Adventure moment. That's reserved for lost human Sims. Bona Hilda and Sims with the Blessing of Bones buff will not allow werewolves to carry out cursed bites on them. So you could give Bona Hilda a cursed bite. I wonder what happened when you did that. But it's fixed now, so now we can't try it. Under Spa Day, these are the only 2 fixes. Nail polish swatches now show what color they will make your Sim's nails, which is pretty useful when accessorizing. Massages correctly count towards the Become a Spa regular goal and the Self-Care Specialist aspiration. And that is it. That is all of the bug fixes. That's everything that was announced in this update. So we got some new goodies. Go in there and see what all you got. We have a new cast item, some new build items. Your game should be running much better now. I hope, anyway. Was your bug fixed with this? Let me know down below. I'm curious. A lot of people have been complaining that they've had a lot of bugs in Sims 4, but this is a big bug fix update. So I am curious if your particular bug was fixed, or if you have another bug that wasn't fixed that you're still waiting on a bug fix for. Let me know down below. In the meantime, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and let me know so I know to continue making videos like this one. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to keep up to date with everything happening around The Sims. I will be covering the summit, which is going to be happening 1 week from today, and of course I will continue to be covering the news after. But that is all the news I have for you today. I hope all of you have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!